function of the heart, and thereby it also means that we were able to improve the blood supply to the heart. So there is a big possibility for management of cardiomyopathy through an integrative approach where we use diet, drug, yoga, and panchkarma or therapies. So it's a combination of therapies. We had also been working with CSIR on one drug which we find very effective in myocardial revitalization. We have found that this particular drug has an excellent opportunity in creating high levels of antioxidant activity specific to the heart muscles. So that's what we have done. This is what we have done until now, and but I think there is a lot to do. And these presentations which I had made is not based on a randomized control trial, but this is based on what my experiences are and what I present and what I use to bring the cardiologist in my hospital to work along with me. And integrative medicine is a big area. It's growing, but a lot of people need to come into the picture before we will be able to make a real impactful change in the scenario of cardiac diseases. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Right. Yes, finished.
Thank you very much for a brilliant talk, and particularly for focusing on the very delightful case series that you presented at the end. It's wonderful to see that you're keeping records that can be presented at conventions and conferences like this. Wonderful. Thank you very, very much. I think you will agree that we've received 3 very wonderful and different presentations on the advantages of complementary and integrative medicine, particularly with Ayurveda in this case, yoga and Ayurveda, into the treatment of what is undoubtedly the greatest threat to the world's population, cardiovascular disease. I would like to particularly congratulate Dr. Manchanda, Professor Manchanda, on stressing that yoga is a way of life and that it's independent of culture. It's a very, very important point. He also emphasized this, the effect of 1 year practice of a yoga study, and I emphasize that this study, which lasts a whole year, is not very common. We need to do long-term studies because for the particular report that he mentioned earlier, the American Heart Association has approved specifically for hypertension the practice of this unique mental technique, transcendental meditation. If you continue practicing transcendental meditation, the blood pressure continues normalizing to such an extent that it can be used to prove the reversal of aging generally from many different perspectives. The report released by the AHA in 2013 is an absolute landmark in American Medical Association policy, American Heart Association policy. For the first time, they were willing to recommend a specific technique from complementary medicine, and that happened to be one of India's greatest contributions and most researched techniques. The yoga lifestyle trial was extremely important, and his quote from Robert Schneider and that trial, that yoga also reduces risk factors, was extremely significant. Dr. Ram Manohar particularly emphasized the different perspectives that Ayurveda produces, his almost golden triangle. Science, texts, and practice is a very important emphasis and a very important contribution. And we can not only congratulate him for his extraordinary original research on rheumatoid arthritis, but for what is obviously going to be promising developments in integrative medicine. And his conclusion, particularly, integrate yoga and Ayurveda medicine. Here at S-VYASA, we've noticed that treatment success has gone up from 75 to 80% to 85 to 90% after integrating Ayurveda with yoga and biomedicine. So this shows that integrative medicine is incredibly promising. I should like to add one particular theme at this point, which is a particular thing I like to emphasize. Those of you who drink milk know that we see the black and white cows every year, everywhere. There is a particular component of the cow's milk from black and white cows, the Holstein Friesian cows, which is called BCM7. And this does not occur in daisy cow milk, and it stimulates heart disease. It also stimulates schizophrenia in adults. So if you can drink daisy cow milk, please do so. It will help in many different ways. Dr. Geeta Krishnan's observations were also of extreme interest. The global disease burden, 80 million deaths, 25% from CVD. He showed beautiful things on dosha imbalances, and I should like to add to that that dhatu imbalances are also important. Meda dhatu imbalance is a major stimulator of IL-6 production and pro-inflammatory cytokine problems. So please remember dhatu imbalances as well as dosha imbalances. You emphasize that heart is a circulator of rasa dhatu and all the nutrients to the whole organisms. The changes triggered by ama, naturopathy is very much concerned with toxicity and eliminating toxicity by various methods. And the methods such as colonic therapy and Ayurveda's similar methods in Panchakarma. After Abhyanga, you have Matra Basti and Shodhana Basti. These are extraordinarily powerful instruments of transforming the physiology. Panchakarma, reversing atherosclerosis, very important. So wonderful to see your improvements in left ventricular function. Many congratulations. I think that's a very original observation. So thank you to all the speakers. Wonderful, great presentations, and extremely supportive of continuing progress in integrative medicine throughout India. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And I would call upon Dr. Nagarajachari, who is the Professor of Community Medicine in JJM College, Devanagari, to hand over the token of love to Dr. Alex Hanke, our chairperson for today's venue. Who are present here. Now is the tea break till 4 o'clock, and at 4 there is panel discussion in Sushruta Medical College. You can attend that. Thank you.
Yoga. I am from India, from central part province of India. This is my original. This is November. Our presentation.
Somebody went to also have
You would have done it.
main college.
Yes, we'll be in the main hall. He's asking for the special bed. If required, there is no special bed.
Do you have an email ID?
Chat?
Yeah.
Chat? Chat?
It's there. Take sir, please.
You do one thing. You send me your details. Can come and meet you and then we will go ahead with it.